back YouTube. A video I wasn't expecting to record, a shoe that I wasn't expecting to buy, but when I seen this on Nike.com, I could not resist. 36 years old and being a 90s kid, I have an appreciation for the 90s basketball shoe materials that were really kind of floating around back then. Leathers, suedes, hard wearing, clunky, you know, it's a bit of nostalgia right away. And when I seen this shoe, the first model that came out, I thought it was really nice, had a lot of 90s vibes going for it. But I'm repping this jersey now because of the colourway of this shoe, so let's get straight into it. So, in case you've not guessed already, it's a Zion 2, and the box itself, plain and simple, nothing fancy to say here. You open it up and the actual paper inside has got Zion written all over it. So yeah, when you open it up and you take the shoe out, man, I've always been a massive fan of Raptor colourway shoes for the simple reason, the purple, I don't know, it's just a colour that just, it's nothing to do with the Raptors or the Lakers. I don't know why, it just has this a very strong appeal. And I've never actually owned any of the Jordan Raptor colourway shoes that have come out in the past, whether it be 4s, etc. So I went on Nike.com the other day and I seen this, and as soon as I seen it was like the kind of suede and nubuck that we'll get into later, oh, right away I just bought it straight up. I wasn't in the market for a Zion 2, I wasn't really looking at it as a shoe that I would buy. I absolutely fell in love with it straight away, and since I've received it out of the box and stuff and had a look over it, oh yeah. Yeah, get a wee bit excited there, Chris, eh? Oh, aye, so. But yeah, straight out of the bat, traction. Traction in this is very, very nice. It's got a nice bite on it. It's got this kind of back to front blade set up with a little bit of kind of chevron pattern at the back and the Zion logo down the middle of the forefoot. What I really like about this is, I'll see if I can get a wee video for you so you see it's kind of like pearlescent when the light hits it. So when the light hitting off that, you get different kind of tones of the purple coming through, a little bit shiny, a little bit dark. So yeah, really nice effect off that. And like I say, it's got a nice bite. In terms of the shape of it, it's kind of similar to the Jordan 13s, not 100% the same, but it's got a very wide kind of footprint there. And it's kind of another reason to like the shoe in regards to the throwbacks to the Jordan line. The midsole, very soft, and it's one of the ones that it looks nice, but one issue I have had with Nike in the past is the shoes that I've been ordering, the finish on the shoes hasn't been great. There's been little bits of glue dotted all over, and I can see a couple of blemishes on the material. I'm not complaining or anything, but yeah, you can notice it when the light hits. It's not 100% perfect. So Nike haven't actually mentioned what this midsole foam is. It could be Cushlon, it could be Phylon, but the back part feels softer than this purple area. So when you push down on the black area, it's very soft and responsive, but the purple area feels like it could be like a rubber cupsole, and because it's not moving at all. So that's quite interesting, but how they've put it all together, it looks really nice. So the inside is where all the magic happens, shall we say, and it has that air strobel to the mid part of the foot, which is nice. It feels good in the foot. Unfortunately, it's not like the KD 14 or 15 that I mentioned on the previous video, where it's the Zoom air unit. Zoom air strobel. So it feels nice, but I prefer the Zoom air strobel. This kind of gap between the two, it feels okay in my opinion. I found it quite comfortable. As I've said many times before, I've had an issue with my foot, and I was pleasantly surprised. It does feel really good, and yeah, like, I think for the price you're paying for the tech you're getting, it seems pretty fair. Moving up, the first thing I really noticed about the whole upper, the design and things straight away was the heel cup. It's very padded in here, so there's two little pillows for to sit in between your Achilles, and it kind of rides this kind of curvature on the back, so you can really tighten the laces, get your foot right to the very back, and once you're all tightened up there, you've also got this 4-foot strap to kind of lock your 4 foot down. When you do actually tighten the trainer up, it really pulls you to the back, and this heel cup, I mean, that's insane how padded that is there, and it is extremely comfortable. I found it very comfortable. I was kind of surprised of how it felt, and you can really get a good amount of lockdown and security on your foot with not just the lacing system. Combine it with the strap and this heel cup, your foot feels extremely secure. So I'm very, very surprised with how good this lockdown of the shoe is. And the materials, the lace loops they've got in here, you've got it seems to be layered. So in this black area, you've got lace loops in there. Then this suede overlay, you've got a lace loop through there. So everything's really working together to keep your foot locked down in that midfoot area. Now the materials. This was the main reason for buying this shoe, not just the colour, but realising that it was like a suede they had put on rather than like a synthetic kind of plasticky material. Whether this is real or synthetic, I'm not entirely bothered. The reason why I say that is because you know yourself, with some suede you can brush it one way, it feels like butter, and then when you brush it the other way it might feel a little bit rough. This feels nice. This feels really, really good. The pair that I've received, I think when I compare the two of them, actually, obviously there's differences in materials. Now around the toe box area, the right foot is nice and soft. The left one is soft, but it's definitely a wee bit kind of rougher on the left foot. But overall, the attention to detail and the vibrancy of the purple is fantastic. The fact that the black is in the background, it really pops. So I'm really happy with the materials they've used in this. The tongue, it's like a nylon polyester material with the Zion logo at the top, and the Zion logo is on top of like a kind of synthetic nubuck material, which feels nice, but that black, it's kind of scratchy. It's okay. My only downside with that would be breathability on the tongue area. It's quite padded as well, which is good, but there's like no perforations or anything, so your foot might get a little bit warm after a while. When you go down to the actual toe box area, that's breathability seems to be absolutely fine round about there. And then when you go down to the sides, it's padded. As soon as you get to about here, the padding starts, and it continues all the way around to the back area. There's a little kind of space there for your Achilles to sit, and then it goes all the way around and stops about there. So there's plenty of padding around the heel cup. Now with the branding, you've got the Zoom Air logo on the little tab for the strap. You've also got the Jordan logo on the medial side of the strap, which is a really nice touch. Big fan of that placement area. You've got the Zion logo, like I mentioned earlier, on the tongue, and on the back you have got the two Jordan logos. Now this orangey pink vibrant colour off the black background again jumps out. Really vibrant, really aggressive looking, but also has a kind of a fun element to it. It's not something that's like too serious, you know. It's all embroidered, the Jordan logo, which I love. I'm not a massive fan of screen print or printed stuff, because over time it just kind of wear and tear. It starts to peel off and things. I love how they've went to the bother of actually stitching this Jordan logo in at the back, and on the heel cup at the bottom, on the left you've got Air Strobel, and on the back right you've got Let's Dance. Very nice touch. At the top around the stitching area, again another nice touch, is they've finished that off with a nice piece of material all the way around, just to finish the heel cup and the ankle area off, so there's nothing left to dig into your heel area or your ankle area. I'm really impressed with this shoe, I must say. Like I say, I wasn't in the market for this shoe. I didn't even think about buying one. I did see the release pair. I did like the look of it. It kind of again reminded me of the 90s vibes of the old Jordans. And when that released, I thought maybe if it goes on sale I'd maybe pick one up. And yeah, as soon as I seen this colourway, I had to snap it up because I wasn't too sure if it was going to sell out or whatever, just due to the fact of the materials they'd used. You can let me know what your thoughts are on this shoe down in the comment area. If you've got a pair of these already, maybe a different colourway, what do you think about this one compared to that one you may already have? And yeah, like, I think this is worth a pickup. Yeah, I would definitely consider buying a second pair of these. I think the other pair I was looking at was the Voodoo colourway. It's quite unusual colour scheme choice, you know. I quite like the kind of khaki, kind of neutral tones in that. The original colourway that came out, I'm hit or miss, I'm not huge on it. And then there's another one that just released, kind of multicoloured, not a massive fan. But yeah, that's the Jordan Zion 2. I think with Zion's injuries he's had, this dynamic of having half the Air Strobel for, he's a big guy and a lot of cushioning set up in the back, which is obviously going to help. And then the zoom in the forefoot, you can see why they've taken this kind of similar approach to the Zion 1. And with the foot injuries had, I think the lockdown element is something that they've clearly addressed to try and support the guy. He can move very quickly for a big lad. He's still young, he's still got hopefully a long prosperous NBA career ahead of him, so I think it was very important that they addressed the issue of his foot and to give him as much security, stability and things. Very quickly, I went through the size on this. Didn't have any issues when I was locking the strap down as well. I was concerned about when you were flexing your foot, was this going to open up? But to be fair, it was actually okay. It wasn't anything that was too revealing. And yeah, weight wise, when you first see this shoe, in my mind I automatically thought it was going to be quite a clunky shoe, but it's not. There's really not a lot of weight there at all. So yeah, it's quite surprising. So yeah, that's a Jordan Zion 2 in the Raptors colourway. Again, if you've not subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this channel and I would really appreciate as many subscribers as possible. If you like the video, give it a like, and if you get any comments, feel free. I'll do my very best to get back to you as soon as I can. And until next time, speak to you soon.